bang off the rip. Most likely, Yushan Ruin's going to be starting this off here. My name is Severio, alongside with God Moxie. We're going to be going ahead and getting into the spring 2024 season, into this week 3. And of course, Snack getting elimination off of 5-2-1. This is going to be a massive kill lead off of BBE coming through here. They're looking for Unique. And of course, BBE are trying to catch him out here. With the F1 reinitiated, we're going to see a chance for Unique to look for the F1 and try to go for a whisk and try to connect it. It doesn't connect it, but a parry coming out from this end. He has a double hit for Unique. This is a free damage that Unique can take into full consideration into a meter dump. And with everything in a 1v2 situation, there's nothing to be keeping himself alive once that vertical greatsword comes out. But OUG is right in tandem. They're looking to try to connect this Tesla ult. They get Ben having to get himself a nice parry with the F1 knockback. He's looking to try to wait and delay the F1. Finds the iframe through the enchant, as SS is looking to try to go for a level 3 pole sword swing. Maybe a bait out, gets into stone form, wants to wait it out. Jingyu is low enough as is, and with the immediate Takedo, as Roishishi was able to pick up the soul blooms from early on, is able to put the pressure on OUG that they were not anticipating. But a tumult ultimate coming out into the works. SS in the position of getting the parry, getting a soul bloom, getting a tested enchant off of Snack into the backline, and the horizontal gets released for the vertical, and that's going to be Snack going down. SS is turning this around onto the backs, and that's going to be the first 3 eliminations for OUG this round.
Oh, well, immediately off of the rip, it's another fight going on down in Imperial. J-Team and GG going head to head. Ice trying to come through with the Iron B on the Halberds. Double parry, though, from a GGCJS, immediately followed up by the fan zoning on the charged vertical. LXM tries to just keep the space, but unfortunately he's incredibly low, and a grapple into follow up on the Halberds will be able to take him down. Ice going to be pressured by the Tessa V1, just decides to all in on the Tessa before the enchantment can come through. CJS throws out the focus. Ice is able to find the parry, and as a result, J-Team will be able to win out the duel and get the revive. Good start for J-Team as they start off on 3 kills. A lot of these teams very, very quickly finding themselves taking a lot of these early fights against the Tessa teams, because Tessa does not need 100% to be able to throw that ultimate out. So just as you saw OUG coming through and getting the better of the Sand Siphon, they're able to come in, start off the fight with the V1, bait out a lot of those resources, a lot of the Takeda ultimate and the shoves that can be used either aggressively or defensively, and that's exactly what the Takeda team tried to do. When we saw the pressure coming on through, they were trying to funnel that Tessa closer to the Takeda so that the players would be stacked on top of each other and the Takeda shells would be able to connect onto 2 instead of 1 players. But OUG see it coming, make sure that they prioritize getting that Tessa all of the soul blooms to be able to come in with the second cast of that V1. And the second that the second cast of the V1 comes through, it is absolute curtains. OUG are going to be able to take that win and put themselves up to 3 kills as well. JJH now scouting out to see if they can find a fight. KLA, having gone to Salvation Podium, will be able to pick that one up. WBG, unfortunately, looks like they lost the initial fight against KLA. WBG decided to instantly drop in Salvation Podium. Oh, that's Focus Light. That's one to keep an eye on in terms of Realm of Yang for KLA going on in. They're not in the greatest team composition to run Realm of Yang, but with Focus Light, I would honestly not be surprised if we do see them decide to take that avenue. WBG now fresh off of the soul to having lost the fight against KLA. Going to be all-inning onto BBE. They forced the F already. Nice little interruption before the scale rush allows Ivan to get to back on out. It looks like he was the sacrifice for BBE's other 2 players, though, to be able to try and cut noise and get away. Looping back to why WBG probably struggled against KLA. Never mind. Don't get to. KLA going up against OUG. QGG getting Tessa V1 enchanted. Goes directly into the follow-up on the Jill Halberds charged RMB, which in teleport has been set up. Emergency card pulled. QGG will be able to get away. Unfortunately, he does not have his ultimate, the V3, so KLA will not be able to disengage, port out, and then re-engage with the better ultimates. Now, finally, we have a little bit of downtime. So WBG landed immediately onto Salvation Podium, which meant that they could try and solve the box as quickly as possible. KLA, it looks like, went for a timed attack where they looted up so that they could take a better engagement and then collapse onto WBG before WBG were able to solve the puzzle. Solving the puzzle on Salvation requires one of your players to move away from the rest of your 2 teammates, go underneath around the thorny roller, run around the walls, and make sure that you see where the arrows are actually pointing beneath each and every single one of those podiums, which does mean that you're particularly susceptible to a 3 versus 2 being taken when you're solving the pots.
Yeah, Salvation Potent is a really big, strong output for damage to be in the early game. But switching off into this fight, a Moonbane drop from Wolves. As we can see, Ice from J-Team has just seen the dashes going off and off, but only 2 dashes were consumed. And while EG sees Lee get smacked out here, we're going to look for pistol shots as ZK is looking for those shots to connect. An armor swap here would be idealistic for J-Team, but it looks like it's not going to happen. They're going to let Lee go for that manual heal out of the Moonbane. That's where Wolves is going to head out here. And although we don't have Justine ult to be worrying about now, considering that Lee or Ice has already been consuming 2 dashes and has been predispositioned into that early fight, Wolves were just tempting themselves just to say, nah, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to go full W key mode in here. So they're going to be backing off as a result. In the meantime, though, over by Grizzly Rise, we do see J-Team up against Bauda as they are going to be getting into this spot of just, not having a break into this position of caught between 2 worlds. As a Salvation or as a Firefly Cage is nearby, if anything happens when a fight, starts up with an ultimate cast, anyone can come back to go ahead and build the rage. But we're gonna see if Forbidden Seal here as 521 looks towards BBE again. Into this section though, a purple fan for Pompey as a Takeda here. Even though he can't use ultimate, he can activate F1, finds Bin into an RB, and it could be a position for him to take full consideration. There's a Wind Blast, there's a double Wind Blast, there's a triple Wind Blast, but Yin gets caught into that Wisp throw, and as V3 comes out from Roishishi, finds a parry off of Yin, and then Pompey goes right back into this aggression mode and being the one to knock BBBE Roishishi into the Forbidden Seal, deactivating the ult as an overall. Pampy looks to try to lock down the Snack. Snack goes down with 1 HP, and there it is. It's going to be elimination factor. Alliance, though, rocking into the world of just trying to backline into this. Pampy finds reason to go back into the Forbidden Seal. He needs to find Roishishi now to get the elimination to finalize this team. The F1 comes out from Roy, though. He can't take any blue focuses, but he can take a lot of Saggers, and that's exactly what Alliance is looking to build out here for. And you can see it. Roishishi does go down for the count. 5-2-1 backing off to that corner. We do see a chance here for Alliance to just look to rotate counterclockwise off of this Forbidden Seal. And as Alliance picks up those eliminations, right, 2 so far, KLA now arriving to the scene after the Forbidden Seal activates, guys. A big blueberry just shows up and everyone's like, I'm hungry. And that's where they know players are, especially coming into this mark of making sure they can capture anyone who's on the outlier of that Forbidden Seal. It only lasts for a minute, and then it goes on cooldown for a minute. But within that minute time span, there's something happening, or there's got to be a reason why the Forbidden Seal is active, and there's got to be people there, and most likely there's a fight to be had.
Yeah, but KLA, they back off. They scout it out, like you said, they see the north zone, they know that a fight's going down, but they identify that the team that remains is one of the Attack on Titan varieties, and they showed up pretty late, so they don't know the state of the ultimates, which means that they do not want to risk running into a team that 1 has the Wuchen put still up, 2 has the Viper V3 still up, because that silence, the 5 seconds of charge up for that silence is pretty nasty. But more specifically, they do not want to all in on a team when they do not know whether or not the Tessa has 2 charges of the ultimate or the 1, especially since they weren't alone. GG were also hot on their heels as WBG are now going to be going head-to-head against Wolves. It's going to be the Transformers once again going up against, well, one of the better compositions. I say better compositions. Cannonball means that you have to worry about the Yushan transformation. Unfortunately, Sand Cypher means that you have to worry about proccing the Zip ultimate first. They're going to have to all in onto one of these players by operating into the F in the S so that they don't see and maybe throw a focus onto it to activate. Not going to connect onto any of these focus hits, just correct cancels it out. Now we see the Tian High go for that transformation, trying to play into the Tumult ultimate to be able to block a lot of the range pressure and try and grab some of these players if they get pushed into the wind wall and immediately put themselves into that prone state. But unfortunately, EG is just not able to find any openings. The second that the Tumult ultimate is gone, the repeating crossbows comes on out, and his health is starting to tank. He does manage to find one grab onto WBG's Baye, puts himself onto the pillar to be able to survive getting out of that transformation. Gem covering with the Farrier V3 instead of allowing his Monk to be able to sit in it, since the Monk did have that pillar position. As a result, now gets to continue applying the pressure onto these other players of WBG who have not been able to keep themselves alive with the Zip ultimate, and Wolves, with the slow burn of the transformation, are able to win the fight against Sandsiphon. Beautifully played. Loved the fact that EG is not looking for the double grabs. He's not getting greedy. He knows even if he finds a double grab, Sedated Soul is still going to be able to proc and save the players. So he's just trying to force the Zip ultimate as quickly as possible so that it's gone, and he still has that Tian High ultimate lasting after it's popped.
Yeah, it was good poke coming out there from the last seconds as the very Shen just got herself into position, just being able to lock down any ground units. And that was really good for beginning ultimates. It was kind of scary out there, but by getting eliminated early on, that's where the basis comes out, especially once the ultimates had run through. Now into this fight, we do see Wolves outside of the Romy Yang here. Gets caught into a rampage by Yaron as he's trying to unleash the Fury. Here comes Fury, and as the blast comes out here, EG is trying to look for grabs against Peak as he was in the Kurumi ultimate casting state. And you can see Peak is having a little bit of a scare down on the stairwell, but EG is at 25% HP, has to deform and go straight into the mech. And as Yaron gets parried, that's a Kieran Fear Blast. The cannon shots come out here. Yaron looking to try to go ahead and backing off here. Tries to charge a blue focus in front of a Fairy Shannon cannon shot and gets caught into the other gold focus. But that Soul Bloom pickup, as Yaron is able to pick up, might be given the necessary mitigation that he's looking for. He gets his Kurumi to use his F3, and we're going to see him lock down into EG's position as Yaron is looking to try to go for a rampage. He finds it, but F1 bell comes out. EG still gets eliminated as the villain is burned. Yaron looking for ZK as scale rushes could not be confirmed from ZK's position as Mortal Defiance comes out, but then a third party from GG as we see that Tesla Ultimate confirms that this is going to be a huge loss for Yaron. If they can't get out of here right now, they're going to lose this Vermilion chance of being able to use it for later on, but this is the chance right now. That's going to be the chance for GG to find those eliminations. It's going to be number 2 so far. Finds the martial artist Will Hook form as LXM finds Bow to Peak, eliminates it. It's like GG just eliminating everyone who has this buff coming out to this bar. GG LXM looks to try to lock down QGG, but with 3-3-0s, guys, they get them out there, Wushan Port and all, in order for them to reset. And then into the Snowy Forest, we do see WBG up against JJH, and as Yodo Himeo comes out from Flames here, Baige looking to try to get some kill back from the Fury, and he's got 2 more just ready to go here, but gets caught into that freeze. Sleepwalker looking to try to negate. We've just seen it from dashing through here. Gets to the last dash to come off, and there's going to be a chance for Godly looking for the F1 confirmation from JJH's Yodo Hime. Gives Baige a little bit more chances for him to look for an opportunity of striking through, but there's nothing in place for him to connect it. We're going to see it. Phoenix Blast's connection. The Merciless Habits coming out from Godly. He's looking to try to get himself out of the fight, and they're not going to allow it to happen as Baige is getting denied every single step of the way. And he's the only one left for WBG right now and trying to find the elimination. But Godly, as a staff user, you know what happens. The staff user is just going to get out there. But Lane from Alliance coming in for a third party to find the eliminations. Part 2, third party? Crazy. Because Baige, he's going to be locked down here from Team Alliance, and that's 7 eliminations so far as the kill leaders into his lobby, tied with J-Team this round, Moxie.
Yeah, Baige was trying to just sit in that Phoenix as long as he could, but unfortunately, Phoenix, unlike jabbing, changes the weapon animation when you're going for those focus attacks, and as a result, it immediately blurs to everyone in the surrounding area, the Soul Jade that you have, and they make sure that he's just not able to hit those connections, just continued to be pressured by that Yushan, just the way we saw him getting continued to be pressured by Wolves in that realm of Yang. KLA now having third-partied every single team, including GG when GG were third-partying the other 2 teams with a million birds might. Now looking to try and take a third party onto JJH versus XCG. They're definitely framing up for it as Moran goes incredibly low, has to utilize the F, trying to keep himself alive. Kakaishi's going to be able to lock down that kill with the fan. It was over incredibly quickly, and as a result, I don't think KLA decided to actually stick this one. It was just XCG chasing down the lone Yushan. No ultimates were forced from the Cannonball composition, which means that KLA are not going to want to try and take that third party. In fact, they're much more content to just sit and wait and see whether or not all of these players being drawn into Plumed is going to kick off a fight that they can then prey off of as a result. Alliance getting into position, spotted out the shop. See the Soul Jades. Now that someone's rolled through here. Sauda is a little bit away from them as KLA continue to just hunt the outskirts and try and find some of these straggler players, which is exactly the way that you want to, in mid-game, play this skirmisher composition. You wait, you jump on these players who are lacking some of their teammates, who maybe went into somewhere like Realm of Yang, but were only able to cleanse 1 or 2 of their players, and you're able to find a lot of easy kills without having to hard commit ultimates, and as a result you play most consistently and most notably safely, so that the kills that you pick up actually get to see a decent multiplier at the end of the match. There's Bowder. Wait and see. Neither of these 2 teams in the area for that Realm of Yang want to immediately go through it, as the teams that do immediately gravitate to the Realm of Yangs tend to be pretty stacked when it comes to gear. They have the confidence So we do see a lot of these teams sit and wait to try and be the last team through so they can try and go up against some of the under-equipped teams. As XGG's Kakaishi comes on through, Yodo V3 looking to connect. J-Team's Eye is going to be dropping in with that Justina ultimate. Kakai's not able to find a kill onto the Justina, will however be able to create the space for his team to be able to lock down one of the players of J-Team. And as a result, Ice just has to burn this Justina ultimate. Not the dashes, he's playing mostly off of the grapples, but unfortunately for him, XG are hot in pursuit. There's OUG, is that there is, okay, 3 players of Bowder. I only see 2 players of OUG. Oh no, Serve. OUG chanced it. I don't think they're on a good composition to try and take a Realm of Yang fight either. They get the Assault Smolder at least to connect onto Yiran. Is going to sit in onto that Takeda ultimate. He goes. Longside Lockdown looking to be coming on through. Aurora Burst also. Viper V3 silencing the Takeda, making sure that he can do absolutely nothing to provide spacing for his team. Unfortunately, there is just no follow-up from OUG because they're still missing one of their players. It's a valiant effort. The Aurora Burst definitely making a lot of space for OUG, but lacking one of their teammates just means it's impossible to be able to win out.
Feels bad on this end for OUG, but still have the fight to go on because KLA finds Wolf Zem and looks towards it. 5-2-1 actually picking up a Draco Stone from the Morse Blessing. If I'm not mistaken, we'll have to double check and seeing it because you can see Yaron from Team Bowda was able to find that Mystic Might off of the Roaming. So it could be 5-2-1's benefit from a Morse. And as you can see, Lee gets knocked out here from XG Kataxi. So boom, pick up immediately from QGG as he looks towards it. And obviously, QGG not anticipating the F3 shot coming out from Jianan and a free cannon shot dissipating his armor as a whole. But J-Team Lee getting looted up, just making sure that Cuckoo, if there's a purple armor there, I mean, we have to see how this is going to go down because QGG, right, Focus Slide Pole Sword has a gold spear as well. So I've been seeing a gold spear Focus Slide be, or a spear Focus Slide be utilized just for the chase tech, just catching someone out and just being able to catch them through for a jump LMB. But we'll have to see how that's going to operate off of KLA for this round. But Jingyu, Yu, SS, only 2 teammates between Yu and Jingyu for the Romy Yang depletion, whereas we did see SS not being able to enter said Romy Yang. Now, off of this side, I'm not sure.
Sure, they have 7 kills.
I'm not sure. I mean, people can walk around like, ooh, piece of candy, you know, and then find it, pick it up.
That is true.
That's what happened to Wolves. I think JJH were the ones who actually griefed them for the Romy Yang or for the the Soul Bloom essences last round. So I wouldn't suspect if JJH were able to find that before they got eliminated this round.
I wonder how they got separated as well. Like, it's really unfortunate because they got separated from the Tessa, which means that it wasn't the bookend, right? It wasn't the full 5 seconds of Viper Silence into 3 seconds of Tessa V1 Sun. It was just 5 seconds of Viper Silence trying to play off of the damage reduction. So you live. Cavalry Bloom comes on through from XCG. OUG having to just hit thick in this fight to be able to cleanse their players. There's the Aurora Burst. Unfortunately, the silence effect does not mean that you can dodge outside of that Tessa V1 cast, and KLA coming in with the third party. Gonna be caught by a Tessa V1 of their own, but the kills have already come into their favor. OUG are going to lose you and SS back to back incredibly quickly, and now KLA are just hounding down some of these last players. XCG's Night HQ goes for the Yushan ultimate and tries to put himself into the zone as much as he can so that KLA are going to have to hard commit the chase or back on off and potentially let the zone corruption tick kill the Yushan instead. Maybe he takes QGG down with him. The Viper is starting to lose a lot of this health. That corruption tick damage ignores shielding and goes directly through your health bar, but QGG will be able to find the kill and as a result pick up the Soul Bloom, get the reset, and now try to regroup with the rest of his team. Interestingly enough, like, no one actually saw the Viper hard commit onto the Yushan as a chase, so no one actually pushed onto KLA when they were missing that Viper. And as a result, KLA are able to get away with murder quite literally for free. They've identified that everyone slows down around this pacing, like this part of the round, because everyone waits to see where that Bane's Breath is going to drop. And as a result, if KLA decide to just like hard engage on some of these straggling players, there's not a lot of backlash that they actually end up facing because everyone is already playing not out of the open, but to the outskirts of the zone so that they're the ones that don't get pressured by everyone else when the Bane's Breath drops.
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing about QGG was that since he had the insurance policy of Draco Storm for the first seconds of that chase into the zone, he was able to get heal ticks over time. So that really put the nail in the coffin for sustain issues. And that kept them just a little bit longer into there. And We obviously see Jingyu as the final remaining OUG member after that onslaught of a third party coming out from KLA. This is going to be a big loss coming through your position for OUG as a whole. But then the third party coming in from Alliance, they are not going to stop this push here. Revenge finds a dragon like Might into QGG into a Benthic to send big chances here for elimination, and it happens due to the zone. And then with that, lane is, you know, just going to get enchanted and locked into the zone. But Alliance just found those third party kills just like that. And off of this end, KLA is like, what's going on here? And Alliance is like, it's us. We have arrived. Harry comes out here as the F3 is initiated from Revenge, as it was stated through. We're going to see CXZ looking for this Merciless Havoc's going to connect it, but a Phoenix Blast from Bo was trying to look for those kills. But Lane will find that elimination, and that is elimination number 10. Alliance jumps 2 placement points up to third now. And as 521 is still looking to try to see about what is the case scenario. A Wisp coming out here as Unique finds the angle and gets all those range shots with Pampy and Yin to just delete out lane from this point on. And of course, Alliance has to back off here because since BBE is already right next door, they're gonna have to walk out here a lot, or not BBE, but with 5-2 or Bauda in the vicinity of that, they're gonna look for a third party as it comes out. And Revenge having to look for Dragon Like Might as an escape usage. He can't go into anywhere near 521 right now, as Bo had been forced to use ultimate as a defensive measure for himself as a reset for his HP bar. Unfortunate for ALO, nothing was gonna prepare them for that Whistler, and that's the power of how much the Tumultus can cause in the deterrence for surviving. But Bauda is not going to stop here. They run into the Moonbane on purpose because they're like, listen, if you're going to be playing the game of chicken, we're going to play the game of chicken and going through there. As you can see, Revenge goes right through there, but Bo is going to be in outside of the Moonbane distance, which gives Bauda perfect reason to chase. Why not? This is an opponent that's not going to be in a spot where he could grief him for a third party. Of course, Bauda having to look for him, that's the biggest mission. If Bo looks to self-inflict injuries into the zone and just get eliminated by his own terms, this will give Bauda no reason to want to go for this.
Oh, they've come past. Do they know that he's in the building?
Nice.
Yes, now they know that he's in the building.
Everything comes out here for Bo to just say, all right, I joke, I kid, don't chase after me, please. Goes for the pole sword, gets launched into horizontal, and that's going to be kill elimination number 9 for Bauda. But apparently Bo just wants to survive for a minute longer. What's going on here, Bo? But he gets caught to the staff, and of course Peak is going to be to pick up the elimination, and that's where we're going to see number 9 officially for Bauda. 3 teams left, 7 players total alive. Alliance has 10 eliminations, and they lost actually they lost the away shot coming through here. So they only got one last hope in sustain for placement with those 10 eliminations. But 521 is still rocking the party. They got 2 eliminations so far, but they do have gold armor now for Pampy, who is Takeda, and he's going to be having the staff on standby and a pole sword in the hands of one of the other teammates. I'm not sure who, but whoever has that pole sword can really set the follow-up, as Yin is also a staff wielder and connecting towards himself. I'm looking at the Jades, and if I'm not mistaken, Merciless Havoc for Yin. I'm looking at it. I'll have to triple check, because considering how much loot has been around into the floor of the bodies, we're gonna have to see how this is gonna turn up into this fight, because Bauda's Yaron is looking to try to chase this one out here. Looks to use ultimate, but it looks like Pampy's gonna be the second one to come off. A Wisp throw does not confirm a lot of damage considering the pushbacks from both Furins. Yaron putting the work. Explosive armor procced out here from Pampy, and as it comes out here, Yaron looks for the hold RMB. A lot of heals coming back, but a recast ultimate from Peak puts the team in this position where they can use this heal coming into play for their armor, as Yaron is trying to go ahead and close gap. A focus light from Unique to try to connect it doesn't happen. Yaron is looking to reposition here for his team with the F1 up. If any blue focuses comes his way, he can take that into a somersault tactic of a tackle. But of course, there it is. It's gonna happen here. He's gonna get the kill just based off of zone damage alone, and Yin's gonna go down. Yaron is getting those soul blooms, and a dragon like Mike coming out from Revenge as a third party. The solo player into this lobby has F3 available, has ultimate to come into use, doesn't look the time to use it, but another Moonbane spawning in here. And as Revenge is looking to get out of there, we're going to see Unique get eliminated from the Moonbane strike as a whole. And of course, Revenge goes for Dragon Like Might Mode, goes straight into the Moonbane, into the heart of danger, uses his advantage, and looks to use ultimate here as a last dash of damage to come out for sustain as well. But the amount of teammates here to give Bauda no trouble at all, they win this out with the MVP with the Moonbane in their realm of disposition.